Hey everybody, this is Mr. Roche, and I'm here with the Pente game, and I was working out some of the issues with the scoreboard and the board, and playing using the new game button and things like that. And I think I've got some things worked out, and I think it's gonna be okay. And let me see. So I want to show you what I got going on here. I have this sort of feature which I like, but what I can do now is I can do this, and I added this little message box, and this really helps out because what it does is it clears the captures. It allows them to get updated, and it does the change turn thing too. Okay, so this thing finds that, and that's great, but you can keep doing it, and it works pretty well. So I wanted to show you how to do that and get this all, kind of squared away. So, yeah, so that's sort of the plan here, and we want to get to do it. Okay, so okay. There you go. Okay, there's like a 500 there, but it got a new capture, did that, and it allows for the these things to change and everything like that, which is great. So that all seems pretty good, and I don't seem to have any other trouble like using like that. I'm trying to use less paint immediately. So I think those are a little bit problematic or scary. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to do, and I wanted to show you what I got done. Okay. So let's work on that. The place I'm going to work tonight is in Pente Game Board. Okay, and what we're going to do is maybe try to cut down on these PaintImmediatelys. Okay, so I'm going to search for them. Okay, and I'm going to look for where they are. Okay, and some of them we're going to keep. I'm going to try to get rid of. I think one of them is what I did, and I think that helps. Less is better. So I'm going to go here. And the first PaintImmediately is in Reset Board. Okay, this one's okay. We want this. So that's good. Okay. Let's look at the next one. There used to be one in Start New Game. And whatever's going on here, I think we can kind of live without this one. So if you had one there in Start New Game, we're going to take it out. Okay, it's not doing anything. So this can go, and this can go too. So what's going on here in Start New Game is there's just the repaint. Okay, so that's good. All right, let's see what else we find here. Okay, I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to look in Click Check for one, okay? I think this is the one we can kind of get rid of, okay? Okay, so in Click Check, okay, this is the thing that runs like all our whole game and everything like that. Yeah, I don't think we want this, okay? I think this causes trouble. It causes extreme painting, which we had thought was a good idea, but I don't think we want that. So I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. And I guess if we wanted to, we could like reactivate the repaint here. But I don't think it really, it's like not a big deal. But I think we want to have that sort of be gone. Okay. And then you're left with, yeah, these ones. Check for it, and then check for capture move. I think you still need to have these. Okay, so you have two of them, one for player 1 and one for player 2. Okay, and let me see what else is going on here. Yeah, and we had one down here that I don't think we want this one either. This is at the bottom of it. Okay, so we're letting the repaint sit. This is then check for computer move. Okay, and I think that's kind of it for that. Okay, because that takes us back up to reset board. Okay, so that's the first part of this. And the second part is to look at Pente Score. And Will and I think David had an idea to use PaintImmediately for like the whole scoreboard. And that was a good idea, but I think it causes like a lot of confusion and things like this, okay? So, but let me show you one thing. I think the thing that's going on is more with the button than anything at all. And I don't really want to go to like a whole bunch of separate threads to run the game. But let me show you one thing here. Okay, so what we have is we have just basic painting going on here, or the PaintImmediately happening here for computer things. So if you do this, yeah, like the game runs on, and you know it's getting captures, it's doing its thing, everything's sort of fine here. And I'll show you like the kind of the problem here is that what's going on is it's, you know, C wins, that's great, okay. And then if we go for a new game, if you can look at the button stays pressed right here. And that's the problem. So it holds up everything. This is sort of holding up a lot of things. And it has to do with how threads work. And it has to do with how threads work with the graphics. So what's going on is that this button push is basically holding up all the rest of the updating and things like this. So I had an idea to kind of break that up because I noticed that these things break up the window, or I mean they kind of break up things for the program. So I was like, well, why don't we try to do one of those in there? Okay, so we have to go into Pente Score, and we want to look at. We have a kind of an action listener on the button. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So, so what I wanted to do was basically put in a J option pane like right here. So we'll try this. And you just have to say no and say something like, okay, starting new game. Okay, something like that. And this has an effect of basically getting like a kind of a break to happen, which is good. So if you run this, you can see basically what it does is just gets the button sort of working again, which is good. Okay, so this is going to run here, and this is all basically fine. Okay, good. And there's a file row someplace in there. I think it's here. But what it does this. This will show up and go like that, and then we can do other work with it. Okay, these haven't changed though, and we're going to work on that just next. Okay, but at least we get this, and it gets the game going, and you know we're kind of going in the right direction. Okay, so to move forward, then what I thought we could do is what we'd want to do is do some PaintImmediatelys in specific places for the only thing that really changes in the board when you run the game is if you have two players, just any two players here, the only thing that really changes are these, like little fields, right? These are two labels, I think, and these are text fields, and I think this is a label. But if we can get these just to change, then everything would be okay. So we're going to try that. So what I did was I went to set player turn. Okay. And at the end of this, like, see this here where we're saying this thing repaint? I changed this into a paint immediately. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to go like this, because they all have these features. So I'm going to say paint immediately. Okay. And the problem here is that I got to get the rectangle box of the little field, right? So I'm going to go like this time and like try to get a rectangle. Okay. And what I can do is I can actually ask the field to give me its rectangle. So I'm going to go like this and say rectangle. Okay. And this is like a Java object. And it's going to equal whose turn field. And you can go like this and say get. Let me see what it's called. There's get bounds. I use something else though. Let me try to see what it is here for a sec. Yeah, the thing I got actually in my experiments with this was get visible. Let me see, try. Yeah, get visible rectangle. That sounded good to me, so I took it and I did this, and then with that R, if I spell this right, I have to import. Okay, so with that, what it'll do is it'll paint immediately on the turn. Okay, and then what I wanted to do too is when I update the set captures here, you do the same kind of thing. Okay, so what you got is you got this, and so rather than do these ones, right? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to say here. If you're going to set the text here, right, we're going to say P1, or say rectangle. Spell rectangle, right? Yeah, okay. Equals P1 captures get visible rectangle. And then we'll say P1, we'll say paint immediately on that. Okay, kind of running out of time, so I'm trying to speed this up. There, like that. And then I can do the exact same thing for the other one. Except call it P2 and P2. And then these ones I don't think you need anymore. So we'll go like that for a second. Okay. And then it just requires us to sort of test it out. Okay. Hey, when I'm running this, I didn't have this problem when I figured this out before, but I'll show you the problem. And maybe we'll have to do something to get around it. Yeah, it's this. I don't like that. That shows up on the first sort of set of these. And maybe it's, I don't know, it could be a bunch of stuff. I think maybe this has to draw so much that it's a problem. But when I go like this and start the new game, everything's actually fine. So I'm not sure about that. And what I want to do is maybe make a variable or something to try to get around this. This is like sort of a workaround. But we'll try to get that going. And hopefully that'll work. Okay, but basically everything else is sort of okay. So I keep doing this, and that seems fine. I don't run into the problem after the first time. So my thought is if I set a variable for the first time, maybe that would work.